Hello and welcome to a very special Who Is This For? We have two Warhammer Tactica, and I do either do air quotes in the air, articles about the shooting phase, and a Horus Heresy article for compatibility between kits. I believe this really does back up to what I've been saying for a long time, is that Games Workshop views people who buys its products as thick, as questionable, as people who should have helmets on, people who can't figure out the basic things and need guidance at every step. Effectively, there's a reason they refer to their customers as consumers, because they think using this disrespectful term is an accurate way of talking to you, the customer. Effectively, they're relating you to a pig who has no discernment between products and needs to be guided or given to them just what they need, as opposed to a customer who actually is capable of making their own choices and going, I don't want that, or nah, that's not for me, or maybe the price is too high. They think of you as a pig. There's nothing else I can draw from these articles. Yeah, some people might enjoy having a little bit more expounded upon on the shooting phase, but honestly, you really don't. They have it in the rulebook. It's pretty clear. If you've played a few games, you've probably figured out putting your army in the open field and waving your rear at the Tau gun line is a very bad idea. Or, calling the Dreadnought's mom a certain, questionable thing might result in some bad things if you're not behind cover. These are all things that why it would be nice to have like some Tactica stuff that really dives into things. Why aren't they based on individual armies to give people some ideas or shots into how those armies are supposed to function, what kind of things they do best, instead of just a broad shooting phase part 2? And why do we need, for the Horus Heresy community of all groups, a upgrade set compatibility chart? Really? I can read the rules, dipshits. And on top of it, I've been kit bashing these guys between the kits for a while because I want my guys to look more ragtag and like they have Field Mark 5, because I've been told there's a difference between Field Mark 5 and Production Mark 5. Whatever. But these are not things that were needed. The Tacticas are stupid and waste of time. They should be about individual forces and what they play into best for people, especially newcomers, who might want a little bit of an insight. Or, hey, here's a clever strategy but not thought of. Whereas the compatibility thing, just a straight up middle finger. It's like, well, you're playing the lesser of our games. Why are you so stupid? This is the only thing I can take from it. Really, this is where we are. We're at this point where it's like these companies just don't know what they're producing and who they're producing them for. They have no clue what their customer base is, because they really don't like you. They really don't. And it's not a victim complex. It's just that it's an accurate statement. They don't like you. They think you're stupid. They think you're incapable of making individual and informed choices and learning from what you're doing. Playing the game, for God's sake. But honestly, where are we at this point? We have, and I'll have to talk about it later, we have Capcom that doesn't think selling its older games is something worth doing. Oh, our new stuff is the superior replacement. Yeah, you just cut out a huge part of the things and you don't understand your customer base. You freaking idiot, corporate idiots. And then you got Games Workshop putting out compatibility charts for their more complex of the two games. And freaking putting shooting phase articles out, as opposed to maybe putting a Tau Tactica article. How about that, guys? Hey, would that take you more than 10 minutes to write with a freaking AI assistance, maybe? Maybe that's what you need? I don't know. I, I don't even want to insult the person writing the article, but you sit there and at some point you go, they have no clue what they're doing. They're bouncing between things all the time. Like you could see with this Ultramarines release, the Space Wolves, the last little bit they did for Space Wolves, where they're very clearly trying to double back away from the Primaris designs. They're very clearly going, crap. We sell more when it looks like the older stuff. We sell more when it uses the older equipment. Quickly, double back. And you're sitting there going, this company doesn't know what it's doing. This company doesn't know its audience. It's clear when they fought not just rescaling the old old line up, and instead of trying to slip in a replacement was the better idea. You can tell in the way that they write their articles that they think people actually think Warhammer community is anything but a marketing tool. Because they're not treating it like it's anything but a marketing tool. It's what White Dwarf used to be, except White Dwarf actually had useful articles back in the day. Instead of the gate crashers. It's just a silly, stupid thing to be sitting there staring at this and going, these companies just don't know who buys their stuff. They don't know who plays their stuff. They don't know who paints it, who bottles it. They don't understand any of these people because every decision they have made, while it has made them money due to sheer inertia, has been nothing but continuous damage. It's short-term gain for long-term loss. I just don't have anything else to say about that. But hey, what do you guys think? You know, maybe I'm blowing it out of the water. Maybe people really are that lost and they need a chart to literally spell out what they can do and not do with their freaking units. Maybe they need multiple articles on the shooting phase in the freaking game because they've screwed up so monumentally that even the rule book can't convey what they need to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out my rear. Who knows? You guys let me know. You give me your opinions. Do you think these articles were a good idea? Do you think they're not insulting? Do you think this company just does not know who it's representing? Who its actual audience of purchasers are? Let me know. And you guys, let's woof, gosh, sorry about that. If we don't meet again, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.